Hey, we are live. We are live. Hi there, how there, boys and girls. It is January the 28th. And this video is live right now. I just need to get this image off there. Hang tight just a second here. Oh yeah, I'll announce this a little bit later. Hey guys, it's Joe Cars here. And I played a wedding march because the theme of this live stream is how you'll never get married. It's about guys that have taken the wrong path. Yeah. And most importantly, for this stream, they took a specific path. They entrusted a certain agency to look after their best interest and introduce them to quality women. Well, and that's not what happened, to say the least. And you're going to hear a personal story of a client of this agency, OksanaLove.com, which, by the way, one of my New Zealand clients was scammed by this same agency at 9K. And the way he described it, and she's in Northern California. The way he described it, it was just all gold diggers. And her business model is she has gold diggers. I mean, Ukrainian ladies that live in America. Why do they need help? The only way they need help is to meet a rich guy, okay? Please don't put up comments right now, whoever did that. Yeah, they need help to meet a rich guy. But if they're beautiful and they live in America, why the fuck do they need help? They don't. That should be your first clue. And then about half she flies in or whatever. Some she flies in from Ukraine or from, the Eastern Bloc. Okay, so before I turn you over to our host today, which is, where's her photo? I will just introduce that in 1 hour, so at 1 p.m. Eastern, the same guy is going to go live, Phil, explaining how he was scammed by Dream Singles. Now, that's a nasty one. That's a scam by design, what I call psych. And I'm going to tell you my personal story because I confronted them. They almost clocked me at the iDate 2018 conference. Personally, Igor, with no neck and arms the size of my legs, just about clocked me. I kid you not. And I'll explain why. But yeah, that's a nasty company you want to steer clear of. And the irony, my wife just went live on our marriage agency channel called Match Guarantee, spelled with a Y.com, talking about this couple. And they just shared their love story, about she's in Scotland. Elena is with Mark now in Scotland. So proof is in the pudding. You can be successful, but like anything in life, there's a path, many paths to failure. And then there's a few paths to success, right? And it's your job to dodge the bullet, avoid the paths to failure, choose a quality agency, and or go to Ukraine. Go to Ukraine. Well, I'm not a proponent of going to Ukraine right now, of course, because the war is still on. But this guy, Matt, he's in Kyiv right now, and he was basically he doesn't have a very good story with a lady he went there to meet from one of these big sites that have like 30 plus affiliate agencies that we work with. So I encouraged him. He called me and I said, just Matt, hit the street and do street pickup. Well, he has a good result. Let's put it this way. He left me a message this morning. He's got 8 ladies he's dating now from street pickup and from Tinder. And so he's going to tell us that story. Where's the Tinder girl? Yeah, the first Tinder girl turned out to be a prostitute, and then the next Tinder girl tried to scam him $1,000 next day. But so you've got to be savvy if you're going to do street pickup. But without further ado, I think I just wanted to announce that before I turn you over to Jana. This is Jana, and she is a streamer on our, you guys, you got to check out this channel. If you are serious about understanding if a Slavic or Ukrainian woman is for you, if you got the bank account to go for it, if you got the cojones to go for it, the looks, all of those doubts and fears you have, that, maybe it's not for me, maybe I can't pull it off, you'll get your answers here. She's a live streamer, and she's live almost every day, but we're live every day on this channel here. So I'm going to introduce you to Jana in just a minute, and she's much easier to look at than me anyway. So I'm sure you'll appreciate the interviewer to be Jana rather than myself. But I just want to say, really, UkraineDating.tv, like Thomas Victor Television, .tv. You really need to get your ass over there every day and ask the streamers. You can even come on live, face-to-face, eye-to-eye with any of our streamers. And you'll see all of these streamers are they're just average women, but they're quality women. And you will see that when you just watch their streams and ask them any question that you want. Also, I just wanted to give a plug for our new blog called UkraineDating.ca for Canada, .Charlie Alpha. And on there also, we're going to have a tab that is online dating reviews. So you can check out the reviews of all these sites. Okay, so a big part, and what this channel is committed to, is basically exposing the bad actors for who they are. And I don't. Jana's not going to expose them. The victim, the client, always is the one that exposes themselves. And by the way, you can get a copy of, I'm not sure if it's on, you can get a copy of the top 99 scam sites in the description below this video. And that's according to independent survey with a very large sample size. So you want to steer clear of those sites. Yeah, and that's it. I want to say hello now to Jana. Hello, Jana.
Hello, Joseph. Hello, dear viewers. Nice to see you all today.
So I'm going to bow out now and let you do what you do best and interview Phil. Okay, so good luck.
Sure. Thank you.
See you later. Okay, bye-bye.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Phil. Guys, I want to introduce our today's guest with his story about which way he was scammed. He will share with you to also to understand and not to get into trap. So let's meet our guest.
My name is Phil Souf, and I was scammed by the Oksana Love Agency in California. And I'm here to tell my story.
Yes, thank you so much for your time and for your intentions to warn guys, because it is so important to let people know, right, how it happening. Everything beginning, I think, by the same scenario. And if they will know, they will understand the way how they involved to this story. Yeah, and not to repeat your mistakes. So thank you so much for your time and efforts.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm here to basically expose them for who they are. And let me say this, just to give you a little brief history here. What I participated in, there was a program where they do, Oksana Boichenko does an online interview with all the male candidates, as well as the female candidates, and put that on her websites. And it's very glossy and very, it's almost like making a movie. And so, to attract the ladies. But the issue that I had was to attend one night event in Los Angeles to meet all these women that they were invited, and the irony was that about 50% of them that they were supposed to be there, they didn't show up. And the other issue was that most of these women, they were like in late 20s, early 30s, and you have some big age gap, like 30 plus years.
And you had suspicions, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is good, because in reality it can be such difference, but not so like usual, right? When young ladies in their middle 20s or early 20s, it is not a dream to meet a man who is much older. It can work, but by occasion, not by special search.
Hey guys, I just wanted to, I don't know what happened to Phil, but just here is a short video, because Phil has actually been in 120 movies. Here's a short bio of him, and then hopefully he'll be back with us.
So a bad guy, yeah? A bad guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, only in films though, you know. But naturally, you know, I'm a pretty gentle soul.
So we have a celebrity here then, huh, Phil? Kind of. I hope, you know, when we meet with you at our dating party, you're going to be there. I want the autograph from you. Is that okay?
You got it. You got it.
I'll frame it and put it in my office.
Watched that interview, and my impression, like the way Oksana communicating with you is quite natural. The way when interviewer want to introduce to ladies the best sides of a man, so it was like quite natural. I mean, your impressions from your side, because what I could see that she tried to introduce a man to ladies to show his best sides, his goals and views for life, and she showed you from a very attractive sides. But unfortunately, as I know next, all these good qualities were not appreciated by ladies, and that ladies not real, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so first, Phil, first I'd want to also to introduce you and to speak a little bit more about you. Tell me, please, about where your city, where do you live in?
Okay, so I live in Fairfax County, Northern Virginia, which is about 25 kilometers from Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States. And I've lived here since 1974. Yes.
Should be asking questions and not.
Okay, thank you. And one second. Guys, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second, please.
No good. It's all good.
Hey, I'll just jump in while John is doing that. Phil, what was your impression of Oksana Love, you know, before you fell into her trap?
I would say, I mean, she appeared to be very gregarious, you know, really, you know, trying to help you, and you know, very positive. You could get that vibe from her, and she will assign you like matchmakers. But the problem was that as far as the matchmakers, everything fall through. You know, they would never respond to your calls, or if you send them a list of ladies that you were interested in, they will introduce somebody else that you're not even interested in, you know? And so it was sort of a miscommunication. There wasn't any, just she was sort of the face of the organization, but the people that represented her were exactly the opposite of that. They would just basically ignore you. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Next, I'm just going to ask you to tell your story. You know, you're an actor. You know how to tell the story from the beginning to end. And then I'm going to go out and give you the full screen. I'm going to give you the stage. But just first, I want to just thank you for being brave enough, having the cojones enough, because truth be told, most guys feel so ashamed, so bad about being scammed that they don't want to show their face to help their fellow man dodge a bullet. So thank you.
No, I mean, I think you always got to do the right thing, and you should stand up to people that try to do wrong. That's
Exactly. The whole point here is just for you to experience, share your experience, so that somebody can on the web now type in Oksana Love reviews, and boom, they will see your interview here. So whatever you want to say, mostly to a prospective future client of Oksana Love, what was your experience, and whatever you want to have to say to them. Okay, so I'll let you tell your story, and then Jana will come back in to ask you a few closing questions. Okay. All right.
Perfect example. One of the ladies that I was interested in, when I inquired about her, I was told by the matchmaker and Oksana herself that, hey, she's married to a billionaire. What do you think she's going to be interested in you? And anyone else that I communicated with, they talk a couple of times on a video call, and then all of a sudden they're gone. That's it. That's what happened. And so let me start by saying this, that I signed up with her. She was very gregarious, setting up a video call with me and telling me all these ladies were interested in me. And so the whole situation with my particular program was for me to go to Los Angeles on April 6th, 2019 for an evening with the ladies there. And so basically this was like a speed dating situation. So we go in there, and first of all, they wouldn't allow you even go to see the ladies. So you're standing there mingling with other guys, and about an hour or so, they have tables set up and chairs on both sides. Women come in and line up, and they take their seats, and men the same way. And basically the ladies keep moving and talking to the guys for 30 seconds or less. And most of them, they're in late 20s, early 30s. And I imagine, how is that possible? A woman in her late 20s and late 30s be interested in a guy. At that time, I was 66 years old. And so I got talked to a couple of them. One of them that I was able to speak to after the facts, and I got her WhatsApp number. I talked to her a few times, but she would just send me texts. She would not do video calls with me, and basically, and she asked me for money, basically. And I did send her money, because she was working. Funny thing is, she was actually working in construction, this young lady. And she was about 40 years old. And so basically what happened was, after a while, when I insisted that we should meet in person, she said that she's suffering from psychological issues, and she's going to go back to Russia to get fit, get her psychological issues resolved with a psychiatrist. And then when she come back to the United States, she would talk to me. Nothing ever happened. And all my efforts in attempting to, basically have an in-person meeting with any of these ladies, it basically fell through, and it never materialized. So my advice to anybody is, stay away from Oksana Love. They have women that are not just 9, they're all 10s. And they're basically looking for guys with deep pockets. If you are a millionaire and a billionaire, you may have a shot at it. But if you are a guy working for a living, even though you have adequate income, you have no chance. They will not even introduce you to these ladies. They're only looking for guys with deep pockets. And what I will tell you is, this whole thing is a big scam. And don't just run away from it. Don't go there.
Yes, thank you so much. So, Phil, you understood from the beginning, so you were that you were scammed, right?
I mean, just think about it. I go to this event. It's in the evening in a garden area. First of all, they're hiding all the women. You cannot interact with them. And what they do is they have tables set up with chairs on both sides, and they're doing a speed dating for about 30 seconds with each woman. So the guys are all sitting on a chair on the left side, and the women, they're all, standing in line and coming and sitting down and just moving one at a time, talking to guys for about 30 seconds or so. And most of them, they smile at you, but look at it. these girls, they are like 10s, in my opinion. And they're 28, 29, 30 years old. I mean, I'm at that time, I'm 66 years old. I mean, what kind of woman in the right mind be interested in a 60-year-old man when she's only 29 or 30 years old? And they wouldn't even talk to you. They wouldn't even,
No?
I mean, after 30 seconds, I mean, one of the girls says, I mean, she said it right to my face. It says, hey, at least I appreciated her honesty. It says, she looked at my badge and it had my age on it. It says, oh my God, you're too old. You're like my grandfather. And so, yeah, she said that to me, the girl. I mean, she was honest. I appreciate that. And
Yes, but if
yeah.
she was okay, I appreciate also that she was honest to say her real impression. So next question then, why, what she's doing there?
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, that's the thing, because most of the guys that were there, they were in my age bracket. So my question,
Yes,
I mean, what are these
such
guys?
events they're planning ahead, right? So they could know the age of men there on this event.
They did not beforehand. They did not. And I guarantee you, some of the guys that were there, they were very deep pockets. In other words, they were multimillionaires. They were either billionaires. Yeah, they may have a chance with some of these younger women that they would, because they're gold diggers. And I mean, like this one that you're showing right here, I talked to her a couple of times, and then I never heard from her again. And so that was it. That was it. And so
But,
yeah, that's the story. I mean,
but you never communicate with this lady personally. So it was just through paper letters, right? And you pay for every letter.
Exactly. No, I communicated with her actually on video, but the thing was, nothing ever happened. And I also talked to her as well. Yeah, this one right here. Exactly. I also spoke with her. I mean, they all look. Let me just give you a picture here. I send out like submit to over 100 women. I'd be lucky if I get 3 letters back. And most of them, they say they're interested, but nothing ever happens. That next step, meeting in person, never materialized.
So they want to just speak forever, right? On
Yeah,
the site.
yeah, that's it. And and in fact, this is a funny story actually. One of the girls that I was introduced to, and I follow up with her a couple of days after our meeting in Los Angeles. I had a video call with her. She was about 38 years old. And then we had a conversation, and apparently they didn't tell her about my age. So when we talked, she says, oh, I'm sorry, Phil, but you're too old for me. On the video, she was a Ukrainian girl, and she was actually working in Los Angeles. She said that they didn't tell me how old you were, but I'm already talking to somebody else. I'm already interested in somebody else. So I think basically, so what it appears to me is they're giving the information to these girls, to multiple guys, then that they have set up meetings with them and talk to them. And then I'm assuming that I guess that should be okay if there is something, sparks develop. But the fact that they don't tell how old the guys are, come on. I mean, who are you kidding here, you know? And I think that to me, that's a scam. That's a scam. That's
okay. So how much money in total were you scammed by this?
Including, the flights, the probably close to $6,000. Yeah. And because after this meeting, she also had something else in 2020 that I attended to. But you see, the funny thing is, when I complained to her matchmakers that you're not sending the ladies that I'm interested in, they're advising me to talk to these other ladies. You know what they did? They blocked me. They say you're blocked. Yes, you can no longer. They removed my profile from their website. That's what they did when I complained that I'm interested in these women. So they basically.
And what was the matchmaker role in that? Does they try to help you?
No. The only so I send them a list, and they never respond. I have to write God knows how many times I wrote these matchmakers, and then they come up with somebody else that I haven't even submitted, that I wasn't even interested in. So they never even, I mean, they are probably on 2 separate occasions, maybe, yes. They put me in touch with the ladies that then they only talked to me a couple of times on a video, and that's it. And nothing ever came out of that, you know? I don't want to be, let me put it this way to you. I don't want to be in love with a picture or with a video. I want to talk to a real person, you know? So that's the reality. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my microphone was muted. Yes, and exactly, I suppose that the role of matchmaker should be to help both sides to unite.
And you can put me in touch with a couple of ladies, but then no follow-up, no feedback, nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sure. It's absolutely not appropriate, because you are a client and you need some feedback and understanding what kind of work they're doing, and you need to understand all the moments with the ladies and their feedback, because the purpose is to find a right lady and to meet her in real life, because without this you can't move next, right?
Let me explain to you why that is.
Mm-hmm.
Oksana Lab has multi different levels programs. It can go from $2,500 up to $100,000. So I guarantee you, the men that paid $100,000, yes, the matchmakers probably work with them closely, but I cannot independently verify that. But that's my impression. So if you went with a lower end program, bye bye. Then nothing. Basically talk to about 20 women for about 30 seconds, and then when you go afterwards trying to mingle with them, they all smile and walk away. Every one of them.
So they doesn't exchange contacts and know any perspectives for future. So you paid just to see these beautiful pictures without any possibilities for next.
Well, the irony is, half of the women that were supposed to be there, they didn't even show up. They weren't even there, because I knew who was going to be there. They weren't even. And then one woman, I think I explained this earlier. One woman that I actually exchanged information with, she was a Russian lady. She had a 19-year-old daughter. She was about 41, I believe. This is about 4 years ago. She communicated with me a couple of times, send me video, and then she asked for money, which I did send her, by the way. She asked me, she lived in California. She lived in San Francisco. She was working in construction industry, and, like a hard hat, as they say here in America. And so I talked to her several times. I said, can we meet in person? Can I come and visit you? And then her excuse was, Phil, I have some psychological issue. I'm going to go back to Chelyabinsk, which is in Russia. I'm going to go back there, see a psychiatrist. And once I get my personal issues resolved, then we can talk, which never happened. I never heard from her again. So that was the 2 instances. The lady that you showed, the blonde, and then this other lady, which I don't think.
I will remind guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and how many time passed when she asked money, some financial support from you?
It wasn't this lady. It was
not this lady. I think you speak about.
Not this. Yeah, I think she had dark hair. I think her name was Natalia. Not this one either. Not. Let me see. I don't know. I think it wasn't any of these ladies. They just talked to me by phone. I'm not by phone. I mean by email. But the only one that talked to me through video call was that first lady with the long. She was wearing like a shorts. That one. She's the one that actually talked to me on video calls.
Okay, and how many time passed when she asked you about help? So she started to communicate with you, due letters, right? And then she asking you for help, right? And you sent money to her.
Right.
So but how fast it happened?
I just want to clarify. It wasn't the blonde lady. It was a different lady, which I don't think.
A different lady, right. You exchanged letters with this lady, and then she asking you about help, right? Like, can you send me money to?
Yeah, she asked me to send her about $300. And I can't imagine somebody working in construction not making good money, because she actually sent me like a lot of her videos while she was working, on a construction site of herself. And but she, for example, never showed me any picture with her daughter or anything like that. So I didn't know. In fact, she had a daughter, so I don't know that. But then her excuse for stop communicating with me is, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have psychological problems, and I got to go fix myself." I never heard from her again. That's it.
So she was satisfied with the money and then just say bye to you.
Yeah, not even goodbye. Stop. I never heard from her.
Okay.
Well, as soon as she got the money, she was gone. I never heard from her.
Question from what Phil? Did you have to pay for those videos?
Yes, it was, because you had to buy those individually, because I was outside of that one night program. So yeah, so every time you talk to a lady with a video, I think it was like about $100. You had to pay $100 to have a conversation with a lady. That's correct. Yes, I did.
Do you understand that these videos were created for multiply men? Yeah, for multiply men to show this video for money.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's unpleasant. Unfortunately, it's unpleasant. So she used just her appearance to attract men and never try to speak in real.
I don't, to be honest with you, I don't know this for a fact. I think, these ladies, I don't think they were interested in guys in our age group. Or the other thing is, they were really gold diggers. They were looking for rich.
Maybe they are okay with the age gap if they understand that somebody really rich and will pay for all her wishes.
Good. And let me tell you this: even if they married these guys, it wasn't going to be for love. It's going to be for money. That's it. And I guarantee you, after a few years, let me explain to you. This is what I think. After a few years, they will find another guy that would upgrade to another guy that is even richer.
Yeah, because without feelings, sure. Phil, how many ladies did you communicate in general there on that side?
Are you referring to the other agent?
On that agency, Oksana Love, how many ladies you did communicate with?
Okay, I let me tell you something. I probably have sent over 200 letters. I also send that information to the matchmakers. And they introduced me to ladies that I wasn't interested in, that I haven't even selected. They send me other people that I wasn't interested in. And when I complained, as I mentioned to you, they locked my account. They said, and they deleted all of that information, all that video that you see, they deleted from the website, everything, as if it never even existed.
Oh, yeah. And at the very beginning, what were your impressions? Like they accept you like a client. They created your profile. They showed you a database of ladies. And how did you feel that moment? Did you feel like everything is fine, and you will find some lady, start communication, and will begin relations, right?
I think I sent you a copy of the contract that they had sent me, because it specifically said that they will. This is a whole pitch, because the one that I signed up with was for a 3-month program, that they will find you a wife within that 3-month period. It's said in the contract too. Never
but then they just blocked you. Can you like do something with this contract, like through court?
Of course you can pursue it, but it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to go after these people. You know that, right? I mean, that's the thing, and the fact of the matter is, you'll be still back to square one. You still have, you spend all these legal fees, and then you have nothing to show for it, and you become their number one enemy. So, what's the point? Yeah. But at least I let other men, don't just walk, run away. Don't go there.
Okay, so what red flags, for example, what things you understood there and which moment that something wrong?
Very,
Some
very,
tips for guys when you can understand that this is scamming.
very intuitive. When the matchmakers, I have to write them 100 letters. They won't even respond to me on Skype. I ask them, they just basically don't respond. Just ignore you.
Mhm.
And finally, so when they ignored me, I directly contacted Oksana. I said, why these matchmakers, that and she basically after I complained to Oksana directly, that's when she locked me. She locked me up. She locked the whole. She said, you're no longer allowed to contact any of our matchmakers, any of our ladies, because we don't want you here. That's it.
And when it happened, how many months or weeks?
Okay, so I signed with them in March of 2019, and this was around right after July 2020, and that was it.
So more than 1 year, right? 1 year and 3 months.
Right.
You.
So what happened was, so basically what happened was, when the 3-month program ended, I basically became in a situation, if I was interested in a lady, I still was there. But every time I want to talk to a lady, I had to pay like $100 fee for them to invite the lady to come in. So you can imagine that, every $100 over time is going to add up.
Okay, so that's why I'm asking, how many ladies did you communicate during all this period?
So that's
when
why
you had to pay to contact the lady.
Probably, let me think. I would say about 20 of them. And then
Phil, and how did you feel like first lady rejected you and maybe disappeared very soon? Second lady, when did you have these suspicions, and feelings like something wrong?
Because it was the same pattern. It was the same pattern. The women talk to you a couple of times on a video, and then they're gone. You don't hear from them. No explanation, nothing. And
yes,
then,
but what? Okay, why didn't you stop? Like when you can see the same pattern, right? That everything by the same scenario and nobody even seriously interesting. What didn't let you stop?
let me say this, and I don't know if that's the wrong way of looking at things, but I think we as human species, we all live because what keeps us going is hope.
Yes,
hope,
I understand. I knew that. I knew
one,
that would
one
be a
person
reason.
out of the 100 will eventually say yes, and they're
Yeah.
sincere and they come. So that was, and I was giving them benefit of the doubt that even if 99 women, they stop communicating, one will eventually communicate and say, hey, come on in, I'd like to meet you in person. That was my rationale. I don't know if it was right or wrong, but it's the fact that I was hoping somebody.
But for those moments, you didn't understand that you just were cheated, right?
No, I was like I said, I was giving them benefit of the doubt that somebody will come through. That's what I was hoping. That's why I lasted as long as I did. But then when she blocked me, then everything was over at that time. So
yeah, only that opened eyes, right?
Oh, absolutely.
When my blocked. Yeah, I can imagine. Also, want to ask you what a Joseph microphone.
Yeah, hey Phil, can you talk about this? What's on the screen? And just Jana, when somebody puts up an overhead, just ask the client about it. Okay, can you describe this, Phil? What is this? What are we looking at here? You provided it to us.
Okay, is it possible you can blow up a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, I also couldn't see. You can make a big screen. It's Victoria's chat. Victoria, see you tomorrow. Hi, we start a half hour. Okay, dear Victoria, I have pulled up my Skype amount waiting for you and Natalie. Okay, so it's meeting in the Skype, right, with the lady?
Victoria, she's one of the matchmakers. Victoria is one of the, yes. She's one of the matchmakers there. And so basically she wants to talk to me, I guess, about some of the ladies that she's she's talked to and was going to talk to me about. So yeah, because I communicated a lot with the matchmakers through Skype. That's how I did that. And yeah.
I can see her response. She said she can 1 second. Yeah, she can give you a chance. Thank you. We will make a little more zoom. And then can you please show me the end of conversation, because some interesting phrase from.
Yeah. I think I recognize the name. I think she's one of the matchmakers. She's not one of the women. Is it the impression that you're getting? She's one of the women? I don't think so. I think she's one of the matchmakers. Because most of the time when I talk to,
yeah, I can see she organized this meeting with other leader, right?
Yeah, because you will see, when you see the name, you also see Oksana Love in there, because most of the ladies that I talked to was through Oksana's website, not through Skype.
Yeah, a little bit lower the end of the conversation, please.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you test. No. Stop it at the end.
Okay. Here we go. Let me see here. Let me see if I can blow this up. Let me see if I can blow this up here on my end. Oh, here we go. I was able. Okay. Here we go. Okay, and let's see here. Okay, I see that here. Can you scroll down a little bit here? I want to see. Can we see a photo of her? Let's see here. We started. I think she's. Let me see. Yeah, you see here. See Victoria. She is with the. If you go up a little bit, Victoria. She's a matchmaker. I can tell you that.
Yeah. So she gave you a response. She said she can give you a chance to show how are you serious, and she gave a number of the lady, Ukrainian number.
Right. And
what do you think about this phrase, to show how are you serious? What it means?
Basically, I guess she's asking if I was interested in who she was recommending. That's what I think. That's what that means. And so, but you see the problem. See the problem was, though. Let me explain to you this 380 number, which is the area code in Ukraine. When you call this number, it says in Ukrainian or in Russian, it says that this number is not currently available. Please try your. Then in English, it says try your call later.
So in other words, it's a fake number, right?
Yes,
exactly. So and what are you doing in this case? You should contact a matchmaker, right? Because she should be responsible for these contacts, and she had to contact with the lady and to fix the situation, to give you current number of this lady, right?
Yes, but
she didn't do this.
She never did. I did exactly what you described. She never did. So
and what was her reaction that number is not available? So they should communicate with the lady in some way, right? So they have the contacts of the lady. So how could she explain that the lady is not available?
Real simple, by ignoring me.
Okay.
Okay, it's really simple.
Okay.
I mean, let me say this to you. Every time something that was realistic and it was a serious question, and I asked, they just ignored me. They didn't respond. It's that simple.
It sounds really not pleasant. So, Phil, how did this affect you emotionally after you understood that you were scammed, that you were cheated?
It's let me say this. I am, as a man, I am very strong emotionally mentally, and I have dealt with a lot of adversities in my life. Um, you know, as I'm sure you know, I was married one time and I got divorced because there was no loving relationship, and but I always come out of a situation, you know, like we have a saying in America that you let the water roll off of your, you know, your arm, just and
Mhm.
move on and move on. So basically, you chuck it up to, okay, you learn from this experience, so you grow and you move on. Of course, you're still a human being. You're still going to be impacted by this,
Mhm.
but you cannot. I always say you cannot live in the past. You have to be able
Sure.
to future.
So it means that you didn't give up, but at the same time, I can consume that you lived 1 year and 3 months in wrong hopes and spent quite a lot, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So
And
definitely it did some damage, right? Emotionally.
yeah, of course. I mean, because I mean, you know, the critical thing in relationship, two very important factors are, no matter who the relation is with, personal or professional, is mutual trust and mutual respect. If you don't
Exactly.
have any of those two things, then there is nothing else.
But it's only for real relations, right?
Exactly,
It
exactly.
can't be played.
That, I mean, it's worse than that. It's like, there's a saying in English, I was a real chump. You know what a chump is?
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah. And there's a slang for it, the slang word for it too, and I'm going to mention it. It's called nincompoop. Nincompoop means stupid. Okay.
Mhm. Phil, what would be three tips for guys about two-born guys, how to avoid these mistakes? Which moments they should pay their attention at such kind of sites?
Number one, don't let the glib uh, selling pitch to make you join the site. Number two, don't let all the gloss, all the pretty girls' pictures in their bikinis, romping around and being happy, jumping in the pool to fool you. Use this right here. Use the gray matter. Number two. Number three, ask them for references that they're not going to be able to give you because they don't have any references. Because that's one thing I ask. How many men were successful in finding Ukrainian and Russian women for marriage? They never did. Just like the matchmakers that just basically ignored me. That's how you can tell.
Okay, so what will you do? What could you do differently if you could pass the same process from the beginning?
The most critical thing is, say you sign up with, for example, with your organization, with Match Guarantee. You can evaluate the people that are associated with your company, how responsive they are,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, there's a famous quotation. I'm going to mention this from Ronald Reagan, one of our presidents,
Mm-hmm.
that he said, "Trust, but verify." If somebody says something to you and they don't follow through with that, then you know that you cannot trust that organization. But if they follow through and they're there, and they're not just their words, but their actions.
Of course, it work in all areas of our life.
Exactly. That's how you know that you can establish trust and respect with that organization, with that person. If they cannot do that, if they're not responsive, if they're not communicating with you, like the experience that I had, then you know that you need to not to walk, just run away. Run away. They're scams.
Mhm.
They're scammers. They're only interested in your pocketbook. That's it.
Yep. Phil, what words of advice do you have to help guys which passing through this grief and healing process to encourage them?
Let me say this from my own experience. I think everything in our lives starts with self-love, which means that you have to love yourself. You have to know yourself. When you come from that position, then you can also express those feelings, those emotions to others. But if you're not self-confident, if you're not a busy guy, if you don't have your own life, women will not respect that. Women will not respect that, because if you act like a guy who's needy and the woman is the only center of your attention, you have nothing else going on in your life, that's women, they run away from that. They don't want that. They want a man who has things to do. He has goals to accomplish. That is so he has his own life. He's sort of a leader in his own way, and he's not defined by constantly needing attention 24/7, because that, everybody needs their space. Men, women, they need their space, and you have to understand that. You have to understand that and know what your place is. So, but two people come together because they enjoy being with each other, and they complement each other's weaknesses, because we all have weaknesses. So they bring their strength, you bring your strength, you complement her weaknesses, and she does vice versa. So I think that's sort of a complementary kind of situation. That's the way I look at it. And so the advice that I give the guys is, be your own person, have your own individuality, love yourself first, because if you don't love yourself, you're incapable of loving someone else.
Not like a selfish in a healthy way, right? Just to be an interesting person who respects himself.
Exactly.
Leading interest in life.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Has some own interests and development, and you will be attractive personality for others. But first, it started from self-respect.
You call it self-respect. I call it self-love.
Self-love, right.
Yeah.
I mean, self-love, for me, it's a little confusing, like not to be selfish, like I'm on the first place. In a healthy way, on the first place, of course. So, yeah, and I agree with you, absolutely, and thank you for this opinion and advice.
Hello, guys. I just wanted to chime in to give you a great an asset here. So you see on that previous slide, Phil, there was the phone number of the girl. So anybody watching this, if you have a Ukrainian person's phone number, you can use this app. Now, the thing is, it's in Ukrainian, and I don't think you can download it if you're not in Ukraine, or if your phone is not Ukrainian. You can try to download this app. But
no, Joseph, not true. Not true. They can from other countries.
Okay, it's great. I can't download it from Mexico. So anyway, here's what it will give you. If you have her number, so it's a huge tip. I will just say that if you have her number, run it, or get a Ukrainian person to run it through this. And here's what can come up to get yourself a pure breed gold digging scammer. So here's what comes up. What it does is it delivers you how other people that have her number, how they recorded her in their phone. Hear me carefully. How they recorded her. So I think what we have here, I mean, I'll ask you, sorry. I'm sorry. Jana, how are these recorded here? Can you read what's circled here for us, please, dear?
Yelena Marriage Agency.
Yeah, so she's recorded, she's somebody, a client, a Western man, probably. Well, no, because it only works with Ukrainian numbers. So probably a guy that was dating her from the marriage agency, Elena Marriage Agency, it was probably he had a SIM card in Ukraine when he was dating her. Here's other ones. Yeah, it's there. Marriage agency at the top. And then name. Oh, yeah, this is the name of a man. Okay. So looks like man is, yeah. And then here, this is the worst one probably. She's entered her phone number as my love. In contacts.
I will clarify a little bit about this app.
Please. Yeah.
I know that in Russia it's also available. So my friends from Russia also has this app. And the thing is that your number, for example, somebody could sign you like my love maybe a year ago, and it still has this sign, first of all, so you don't know what time exactly this name using. And secondary, it can be how it calls, you can change, you can delay some things, delete some things there. And also in Ukraine we have such thing. For example, if you have a number, other example, my granny, she had Ukrainian number, then she passed away and this number didn't use anymore, and someone else buy a new SIM card, and this number, which is not available anymore for my granny, which passed away, right? So then this number used for other people. So also this number can be noticed, signed by someone many years ago or something. So different people, how they just sign you at their phone book. But it can be really helpful.
Did you understand that, Phil? Did you understand?
Basically, you're using a dead person's. It's almost like somebody using a dead person's social security to vote.
Not social security. No. This number, for example, everyone has this number in his phone, with special signs like Maria, right? And then when this number doesn't available anymore, it can be used for other person, the company using number next. And other people then can be the owner of the same numbers, but it can be mixed in this app, because it use app like not by your like personal contact, just numbers, phone number, and it can confuse, but at the same time it can be really helpful, because you can see such things like if you can see that the lady is somebody call her beloved, or she connected with the dating agency, and a lot of things. You can find a lot of information about her, a lot, because everyone sign her from different sides of life when staying in touch with this lady, and you can understand what is true, what is not. For example, she told you that like I'm working as a dentist, and at this app you can see that she's totally different person, and people clarify this with their signs.
Thank you, Shana. I'm going to let you get ready for the next live stream, okay? And I'll meet you on the link, and I'm just going to close out here, and I'll meet you over on. So next, guys, we're going to join Phil on another link, and he's going to tell his scam story on stream singles. Big boy, a big boy. Okay, see you over there. Thank you, Shana. So, Phil, I just wanted to ask if you could, a few questions to put up. And guys, if you have any, Ajana, I'll see you over there, okay?
Yes.
I'll see you over on the other link. Yeah. Just a few. If you have any burning questions for Phil, guys, or comments, here's a question for you.
Sure.
8-year-old, not so mouse. So, kind of the question is, were you dating supermodels? I mean, I guess it's the girls we showed earlier, right? I mean, what's your thoughts about it?
Well, I mean, these women, especially with the Oksana love, they were all 10s, in my opinion. I mean, if you even watch some of the videos, I mean, it's just like unbelievable.
So I guess the question is, and this is a good question, since you're going to become probably a Match Guarantee client now. So would you go for a different beauty level next time? I guess is probably the question. In other words, did you learn a lesson that maybe you're punching too much above your weight class?
Yeah. I think a lot of men, they're under impression that because they're a Western guy, they you know, and even though they're not deep pocket, they can get anybody in Ukraine or Russia. But let me tell you this, these women are not desperate. They are not desperate. They have choices. They have options. So if that's your mindset, you're going to fail.
It's a great tip, Phil. And it's a really big misconception, almost like a myth, almost, especially during the war. These, yeah. You know, you would think they would be desperate to get out of Ukraine, but they're not. Like we have Luba, our coach. She's gone from Spain back to Kiev. Lots of people. I have friends, Western men, living in Kiev now. So, yeah, Ukrainian women are not desperate. It's a good point. And then there was another couple of good questions here. Yeah, about self-love. Let's see what this is. If are you you're aware about self-love, but why you push self to sign up for self-love?
Yeah, I wish I could see this thing in full. These questions.
Well, I'll read it to you, Phil.
Okay.
You are aware about self-love because you talked about it, but then why would you push yourself to sign up with Oksana Love, even that you feel not right about them? A bit of a conflict of opinion. That's the question.
Right. So basically, as I explained to Jana, is that you give everybody benefit of the doubt. So say that you communicate with over 100 women, you're hoping at least one out of the 100 women, they will say yes, they'd be interested in meeting you in person and so forth. So it's sort of like they say, hope is eternal, you know? So that's the mindset, that you never lose hope, that you're going to find somebody that is going to connect with you. So that's the idea behind that.
And I think, well, you didn't know she was a scammer until you're kind of in it and you figure it out, right?
Yes.
Kind of,
absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's the answer to your question. Okay, guys, we're going to move over to Phil, with Phil right now on another link. So that link is in the description below this video right now, or just subscribe to the channel, really, and click the bell, because we're going to be going live at random days and times on this channel. This is not our main channel, right? This is our scam-based channel. So you want to have that bell notification clicked on this channel, on Mail Order Bride Scams, because Jana is basically taking over for Scam School and all of these scam interviews as I'm bowing out of Match Guarantee, right? So you don't want to miss some of these guys. So really, like, please, and hit that bell. And so, like I said, Phil was scammed by Dream Singles. I'm going to tell you my story of face-to-face with Dream Singles at an iDate conference 2018. Okay, so we're going to end here. And please join us by smashing that bell. YouTube will tell you as soon as we go live again on this channel, Mail Order Bride Scams, or click on the link in the description below. Thank you, Phil, for telling your story about Oksana Love. And any final parting, something that came up, something you think about, or just a final tip, any final words before we end it?
I would use the Latin word caveat emptor.
Caveat emptor, yeah.
Buyer beware.
Yeah.
You use the right head. I mean that very sincerely. Yeah. Think with the right head. And be smart about things and use good judgment. Be very critical. Nothing, if anything is too good to be true, probably it is. And be realistic. Most critically, as a man, as who you are, be realistic and know what you can and what you cannot get.
Yeah. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Phil. I will see you on the other link. Okay. I'll see you there on the other link. I will start the next live stream. Thanks very much, Phil. And guys, I'm going to play you two videos that are very important. One, it's only a minute. It's my story, how I was successful finding my soulmate and starting my family. And believe me, if I was successful, You'll see in a minute, you totally can be successful. You just got to play your cards right.
Do you find yourself over 50 and regretting chasing material riches at the expense of family? Do you believe it's never too late, or have you given up? Maybe Joe's story will inspire you and give you hope. After having it all, millionaire lifestyle, all the toys men dream of, Joe still felt unfulfilled. Joe prayed for God to shake it up, to light the path for his purpose. Well, be careful what you pray for, right? Well, bankruptcy and divorce certainly wasn't Joe's plan. In hindsight, it was God's. Joe found himself 50, divorced, bankrupt, and homeless. Little did he know his best years lay ahead. Well, fast forward 5 years, Joe is happily married to his beautiful soulmate Anna, lives the traveling nomad capitalist lifestyle, and his lifelong dream of being a dad has come true. Twice, with 2 darling daughters, and another on the way. Did you know exhaustive research has proven that regret is what we feel most on our deathbed? Well, if you find Joe's story hits a nerve for you now, Joe asks you to trust him just enough to hear his inspiring true life story. Joe promises to light the path for you to find your soulmate and start your family, even if you're over 50.
All right. Okay. And one final, guys, if you were contemplating finding a Ukrainian wife, or trying to anyway, you got to go over to ukrainedating.tv. It's free. It's completely free. Here is what it is. And then I will see you on the next link talking about the next scam site.
Hello, привет, and welcome to ukrainedating.tv. Our channel is the world's first of its kind, providing free live streaming every single day, 7 days a week with the real, genuine, beautiful Ukrainian ladies. Finally, now you have the opportunity to video chat live 7 days a week with different beautiful Ukrainian girls of all ages and walks of life. You get to ask all your deepest burning questions about all things Ukraine, Ukraine culture, Ukraine women, and Ukraine current events. And if you come to enough of our live streams, you might just discover what makes us mysterious women tick. Guys, I think you understand, we're like David fighting Goliath here to bring you the truth once and for all. Our channel's purpose is to debunk the myth and stigma created by the toxic paper letter scam industry. And we hope you agree the best way to accomplish that is by giving you the opportunity to video chat with average Ukrainian girls that represent the real women of Ukraine. And then you be the judge about what's real and what's not. Guys, please know that we're doing this all for you. So do me a favor and subscribe to our new channel and help us help you, your fellow man, and help us bring Goliath to his knees. So guys, can I ask you to share this video with all your friends? Only together we can make a difference, guys.
Hey guys, so please like this video and help support the channel, because we're doing this, of course, all for you. And then smash that bell. That way YouTube will notify you when we go not live next, which is in 5 minutes. We'll be live again with Rodney talking about his experience with Dream Singles. So see you over there in 5 minutes.